Hello everyone, this is DavidViadel23 and welcome to the Mandrago's Cave. Today we are gonna be talking about Mountain Beard Jarul from One Piece. This is one of the old man that we meet some time ago in the Big Mom flashback, and now is in the story again. There is been important, a little bit important, some comments about him interesting that I think is worth to mention, and I have a little bit of a theory about him that he may not be who we think he is, okay? So we are gonna be having this area more or less to draw today. I wanna make like some sort of a pile, like obviously a mountain. The guy is like massive, is one of the biggest, together with Jarul that died in the Big Mom flashback. We have these giants bigger than anyone, okay? So Jarul is right now the oldest giant that we have in the story, and that is something very important, okay? He was a captain of the giant pirates together with Jarul, as I said. After them we know that Dory and Brogy took over, and nowadays, as far as we know, it is not two leaders anymore. We have only the Jarundin crew with these new pirate warriors being the ones in charge of the piracy for the country, let's say, okay, something like that, okay? So we are gonna be drawing Jarul massive with the beard like this, okay? I think the drawing is gonna be quite easy this time. We just wanna kind of point some of the important things that we need to mark, like the hat. Let's see that I don't go super out of frame. Let's make the horns like this. He has different horns in the flashback. In the flashback, his horns look more like the Loki design, okay? They are thin and longer, but we are going for the current design, okay? And important bit that we're gonna be talking about this today, this item stuck in his head, okay? And then yeah, healed here as well, like this, okay? I'm just trying to focus 1 second to define more or less the size of the head and the size of the eyes and the face and everything, with the eyebrows like this, okay? And the mustache, very massive mustache. I love this type of designs in One Piece because everything is big, everything is gigantic, and more with the Giant Saga. Let's do this, and the mouth is like this, like old, and the teeth, and the tongue here, okay? Before I start talking, before I start kind of explaining my theory and saying all the things I want to say, please feel free to write at the very bottom of the video in the comment section, what do you think about this guy, if he's gonna be good, if he's gonna be bad, what's he gonna be doing, if he's gonna be important or no, your opinion, okay? Because what I'm gonna explain today, it may change your perspective in things and open your eyes a little bit of what we could expect from this guy, that it's a secondary character at the end of the day, but I think it has a very important role in the development of the Elbaf saga, okay? So at the moment we have this, and we are gonna make him a little bit more thick, probably thicker like this, and then we have this kind of cape. They have this kind of cloaks that they have like this. Up to the floor I will do, and all of these lines will be the body like this, okay? All the rest of it is gonna be beard. The beard is gonna be designing like this. That I don't wanna design it now. I wanna design it a little bit more free with the with the fine liner in a moment, but for now, okay. So why talking about him? Well, he's been one of the main characters in the Elbaf arc so far, together with Loki, okay? Harald as well, but Harald is dead already. So I think for the characters that we have alive in the main story, we need to focus a lot, okay? Apart from the Jarundin group, they are our friends at the end of the day, so we don't have much to see apart from the enemies. So within the Elbaf people, we need to see what we have there. This is a giant with a character design to remember. Why? Because the sword, because the part, this is his colossal size, first of all, bigger than the rest, second of all, his particularity, the sword sticking in the head. So apparently, Loki did this, apparently I say, okay? I think all the story of Elbaf we have been told so far is a lie, okay? We need to remember that we are in theory, in Usopp's saga, and Usopp is the king of lies, basically. His character comes from Pinocchio, and we will be seeing a lot of trickery in the story. Doesn't mean that because Loki is the god of mischief in Norse mythology, in the real Norse mythology, not in the One Piece one, that doesn't mean that we will have an exact copy of how Loki is gonna be. Oda always surprises us doing some very nice and beautiful interpretation of characters that already existed, like pirates, maybe separating into pieces the original character to create multiple One Piece characters, like is the case of Blackbeard, for example, that from Blackbeard, original pirate, Oda decided to create Edward Newgate, Marshall D. Teach, Sach, okay? So all of these characters are created from one original, and I think with Loki we may see something in the same line, okay? We are in Usopp's dream place, so that means Usopp is gonna be taking a lot of importance in the whole story and how Usopp behaves and what Usopp wants for his end of the story, okay? Careful, because I'm gonna be talking about the spoilers from 1141, and I don't wanna spoil you because the story is very interesting at the moment. So if you haven't read 1141 yet, please click up here. This will point you to another one of my videos that you can go and have a look and learn about another character, okay? First thing first, okay? Loki kills Harald and 100 giants. That's what we've been told. Only survivor Jarul, all that encounter, okay? Jarul with the sword, a stick in his head, okay? And that happens around 14 years ago, okay? I'm gonna jump into fine liner so we can start defining the whole concept and talking more about this theory. So then, they keep trying to lock Loki without luck until Shanks, in theory, Akagami, manages to trap him, lock him, and put him in chains on the Adam Tree in the hell area of Elbaf, okay, at the very bottom of Elbaf, as we encounter him now. That's around 6 years ago. I think that is when, as well, Shanks becomes Jonko. Good. All makes sense so far, okay? Let's do this shape for the sword. 1 second here. Because it's in perspective, I want to kind of make it like this, so we can see the design. Like this. And like that, okay? And then the sword goes there. Okay, it looks good, no? I think it looks good like this. This is what we want. The horns. Okay, looking sweet, looking nice, looking dangerous, this Jarul. So, all of this because, theoretically, okay, Loki is bad. he's a trickster, he's unstoppable, basically, that is what they say. This is all good so far, we understand the story so far, but things don't fit very nice here, okay? Things are start to getting suspicious, and nothing is as we think it is being explained at the beginning through these characters, that all of these youngsters are biased and tricked, I think, okay? We see King Harald picture on the wall of the castle, and Road tells us about, hey, he had horns, by the way, and he ripped them off. Real horns, like a Oni, like Kaido. And the image is very similar to Kaido. I mentioned this in previous videos, that Harald and Kaido, I think they are related. As soon as I saw the picture, I thought they are related. Kaido could be his eldest son. Well, depend of how old Loki is gonna be and how old Gerundin is gonna be. I think Gerundin was 100 and something, so it will come Gerundin, that is from another mother, and then comes Loki, and then Kaido was around 60, something like that, or 70, something like that. So obviously it will make Kaido the little boy for this group of giants. Probably never accept it and never recognized as a son or something like that. You know, they need to create a little bit of lore as well with this, but that they are connected, I think, is something that we cannot deny, because the resemblance and it's like Oda basically has taken Kaido as reference for the character and just replicated the image. Okay, so those two characters are there and have importance, and they will need to explain why. Okay, anyway, not important for this theory, this specific part, but King Harald is known for wanting peace between the giants, connection to the outside world, like, you know, Shirahoshi's story, like Momo's story, like an ancient weapon story, okay? Like a super good guy. Loki seems to be introduced like the contrary, like the bad guy of the story. In my Shamrock video that I'm gonna be putting here, I already say Loki is good. Loki is introduced like Zorro, the presentation of the character is the same, that means probably the line that we see is similar. Zorro is not trusting him at the moment, no one trusted Zorro at that point, only Luffy, and here is something kind of to create some parallelism with these two characters. A lot of similarities here. The connection with the animals and Loki is very important, because this is what Luffy does as well in his time skip while he's training and everything, and well, as well when he's a kid. This is all the time what he does. So only because the scene, if you show me only the scene with the animals, I would say Loki is good. And if you show me only the presentation with the Zorro similarities, I would say as well that he's good. So a lot of clues from Oda's style. If you have been following One Piece, doesn't matter if it is only in anime, only in manga, or both. If you have been following for a very long time, you see that Oda has some patterns, some things that he likes to do his own way all the time, and he's not gonna change this now. It's like we see now, for example, the new Gods Knights and everything, Klingam and Summers. I said it as well in my review that, oh my god, I was expecting something more serious about these guys, something more dangerous about these guys, but they look funny, they look Oda, okay? So that was my mistake at that time. So if we think about this part with the animals and the connection, there is a pattern, and that we can deny. In 1140, very important, Saint Summers shows up with the summoning circle and asks Shanks, that we say, we call it here Shanks, but it's obviously Shamrock. What are you doing here? What are we doing here? Did you come to visit Harald's grave? Why? Why would you go to visit Harald's grave? Do you have a connection? Do you have a friendship? Do you have something going on there? Why would you visit a grave in real life, in stories, in countries, in tales? The one who visits the country probably is because has a good connection with that person, has some respect about that person, many different things, but they are connected somehow, okay? That is telling me Harald and Shamrock, not specifically Shamrock, it can be the gods' knights in general, it can be his father, that now is going to say, Garling, could be that they had dealings with the king. All of this in Elbaf so far is a lie. And Jarul, this guy, was in it as an advisor to the king, okay? If you see any kind of movie or any kind of a story about rulers, kings, even mafia movies like, you know, The Godfather and things like these, stories that have a sense of leadership, that there is a boss, there is a king, there is a great leader. He's always accompanied by advisors. This is older people, okay, probably from the generation of his own father, for example, or from other lands that they have a lot of knowledge in, you know, traveling the world, or they have a lot of knowledge about coin, so they can teach this ruler to how things work, okay? So basically, I think this is what is happening here in this story, okay? Let's do 1 second. Define a little bit. Just want to define some sides of the beard like this. Okay. So this is the role of this type of people, you know, an elder that normally will sit next to royalty, will sit in the little council, will sit in the meetings, and will advise with experience. You can see this as well in Lord of the Rings, in Game of Thrones, for putting some examples like this randomly, okay? All the kingdom related or royalty related from, you know, medieval times, you can see these things in Viking history as well, and in Viking mythology as well, okay? I think Loki discovered the plot, went berserker. This is another term in Norse mythology of a very specific type of Viking, or something that a Viking could become, that his power will be equal like 10-20 men. Okay, there's a story of a berserker that was standing on a bridge, and the army was trying to pass and cross that bridge, and he stood there and he killed more than 100 to 200 people, just, you know, going through the bridge, killing them all in a rampage. So this is what Loki is being represented as, a berserker, basically. This is an important term that probably is going to be mentioned a couple of times during the whole saga of Elbaf, probably pointing towards Loki all the time. I think Harald may have been a berserker as well. These two guys, you know, Jarul and Jorul, may have been berserkers as well. Like, that's why they are bigger, because they are stronger than anyone. They have more haki, probably more will than anyone. And Oda will take this as a reference for his own story, okay? The berserker concept in the Vikings lore. I think Loki went crazy, basically, to protect his people. He was always a little bit, you know, mocking, joking, being a trickster, being the funny guy, what Loki is in the real mythology of the Nordics, of Norse mythology. But I think because he discovered a plot with connection with the bad guys, with the world government, with the opening the borders as well, like in Wano, opening the borders of Elbaf, giving away Adam Tree, giving away resources. I think Loki sacrificed himself and sacrificed his reputation to protect his people in general, okay? I think he went in there, into the royal chamber. He fought everyone, he killed those 100 giants, he killed his father, and when he was trying to kill Jarul, he stabbed him with the sword of his father until Shanks arrived, because this sword is the same sword that we have in the picture of Harald, King Harald, in the throne room, okay? That is very important. And I think this probably may have stopped when the other giants tried to kick him out of there, or he escaped, or he tried to flee, or he tried to go chasing someone else, that maybe someone else was involved there, maybe God's knights were involved there as well. But the important thing is that the sword is the same that we see in the wall, and that has an importance. It seems to me that that's telling me that this guy was in league with the king, or corrupting the king, consuming the king's mind, that we see with King Theoden as well in Lord of the Rings, that his mind is being consumed by lies to do something that he thinks is good at the time, but it is not being good. It is not being good, okay? It is being for the gain of this guy. Right now, Loki is not worried at all, because while the sword is in his head, I think Elbaf is safe. He has no memory. I would say he has no memory. Oda is gonna play that card, and you can look at his face, this very silly, lost face that when someone has no recollection of what happened, or even in real life you will see people with dementia or problems, forgetting their previous life. You see that they have the kind of expression that you can see in the manga, that is a little bit like the mind is lost. There is no memories, okay? It is a very difficult situation for a person, difficult for a family, and I think Oda is gonna play that card here, and it can be very, very interesting, okay? Look at this, look at his face. I don't think he remembers a thing, okay? We have seen this already with Fisher Tiger. Let's do, I think I'm gonna paint all of these already, because we kind of have the design more or less here, no? What do you think about it? Let's add, I fancy adding some text already, some tones here. If I paint a little bit with, the skin color here, it's a skin color like this. I'm gonna kind of make up, I think it can be green. I can add some yellow as well to the helmet like this. Kind of some gold, some design for the gold like this. And the heel, I had another yellow that I normally use, it's very tiny. Yeah, have it here. But I think it can be more goldy looking, okay, like this. And we can go for red for a little bit of contrast here. There is no blood in his head, because he is obviously a titan, and that sort he's been there for ages. But yeah, something like this is very, very interesting. Very, very interesting. Let's do the tongue here as well, and a little bit the lips. The beard is gonna be gray. We're gonna be painting it with this. It's whitish, grayish. We will do only one pass, maybe like this. Yeah, I think a little bit like this, and then I will define with the other black color. So as I said, we have seen this already. We have seen this experience already with. I see a lot of similarity with Fisher Tiger. He lives the trauma of being a slave, escapes, creates the Sun Pirates, and what? He is destroyed by Strawberry, the Vice Admiral. What happens there? He wants to promote equality between races. He wants to kind of fight against the world government ruling system, but he himself, he can't apply it to himself. So he says, when he's dying because he needs blood, he says, "Do not give me human blood." They had on the ship human blood, but he refused to be contaminated with human blood. He didn't want to accept his own. He was fighting for that, and he wanted that equality, and he wanted that change to happen, but he wasn't able to do it himself. His old school mentality was so rooted in his mind that he couldn't do it. And I understand it because change in real life, and this is represented in stories and tales everywhere, change comes with the change of generations as well. Okay, we have older generations that have one thinking about something, have some feelings about something, and then other generations will come, and other generations maybe will need a transition period until a newer generation, maybe when the grandkids are adults, they are the ones applying these things that the fathers kind of started, something like that. But the grandparents maybe would never would have allowed, and this is very real, and other touches topics like real topics like slavery, for example, all the time, discrimination all the time, equality, diversity all the time, with the Gyojins, for example, as well, with the samurais, with the Elbaf people is going to be something in the same line, 100% for sure about that, and we need to keep seeing things like this in the story, okay? So, Fisher Tiger didn't allow his nakama, his comrades, to do a blood transfusion from a human, so he ended up dying. Here I think we have in Harald the same kind of character. Harald rips off his horns, his Oni horns, to become more human, more giant, more normal, I think, to approach the concept of unity and to detach from the demon stigma, from the Oni stigma, from people like Kaido, that maybe Kaido took the right storyline with the Onis, being more aggressive, more bad maybe, and he wanted to change, okay? Maybe he actually wanted to change all these things, but what happened there? What happened there is that, well, then we have a treble figure, like in Doflamingo, someone contaminating, corrupting, poisoning a leader, corrupting this leader called Harald, and in this case is this guy Jarul. And all of this probably after the brother, I think is the brother Jarul, they are brothers I think, or nakamas. It's never confirmed if they were two brothers, but we knew that they were the co-captains of the pirates, giants. But I think because all of that, he has mentality, old school mentality, and other things that I'm going to explain in a second, and that is something that corrupted the royalty in Elbaf, this treble figure. We see this in Doflamingo, how Doflamingo is bad by himself, but with the help of treble, he nurtures this bad aspect of Doflamingo to make him even more evil, okay? So, Jarul, I say here, is absolutely corrupted, in my opinion. He is in league with the darkness of the world government, with the Gorusei, but especially with Imu. In 1141, they joke about girls. Usopp is drunk, and he says, "Hey, old man, look at Nami. Where was Nami? This and that, Nami. Do you like her?" Usopp got super drunk there to say those things, to kind of to reduce Nami to a piece of meat like that. This is something that we have never seen from Usopp, but it helps the story to explain why this guy may be doing this. What happens after that? Silly Billy face old man Jarul says, "I like older woman." Okay? Didn't we say this guy is the oldest giant? The oldest giant. Do we have anyone that may be older than him? There's not many people. Things like Sunisha may be at that level, but there are not many people like that old. What do you mean older woman? Why do you title the chapter older woman? He's like 400 plus, 408 I think, something like that, years old. His parents perfectly could have been in the Void Century. He may have information, he may have connection with some of the Void Century parts of the story. Okay? Does he like someone? Is he in love with someone? Is he infatuated by Imu? the only older woman in the story. Even if Imu would never have him, this man can be infatuated and do whatever she wants, like Sanji does whatever Nami wants. And that's why Oda is using, because he is using in this case Nami for the sake of storytelling through the story. Something that we see with Sanji can be similar with Jarul, okay? Once the sword is out, and mark my words here, when the sword is out, this guy is gonna go crazy, he's gonna attack everyone, he's gonna try to kill Loki, he's gonna try to kill Luffy and everyone, because he remembered his old self. His self from when he was corrupting Harald, helping Imu, helping the Gorosei, okay? And you know what? You know what was gonna be coming here as well? Bibi. And now I'm going to explain why Bibi. I have this theory that I'm going to put here about Bibi, about Imu, about the connections that is going to happening going forward, okay? So, my thought, it has been always that when we see a face reveal of Imu, is going to be looking exactly like a photocopy of Bibi, okay? I think Doflamingo originally in the saga, on his saga in Dressrosa and in his flashback, he didn't want the Opi to perform the immortal surgery, whatever is explained, because we never actually had a conclusion in that. You know what he wanted to do? You remember in Punk Hazard when they introduce Law there, we see there is a moment where Frankie, Sanji, Chopper, and Nami, they encounter Law, and Law does the swap of the hearts, so the personalities change bodies, okay? And you have Sanji is in Nami's bodies, Chopper is Frankie, and you know, they change all of these characters to be in another person. And this is what Doflamingo wanted to use. I think Doflamingo wanted to get close to Imu, because he knows of the existence of Imu. He wanted to get close to Imu and swap his mind inside Imu's body. So everyone will think that it's actually Imu ruling, because it's looking like Imu, but it is actually the mind of Doflamingo inside. I think that is what Doflamingo wanted to do the whole time, okay? But it's never confirmed, because Oda is waiting for the Imu face reveal so we can understand what happened there. And why I'm saying this? Because I think this is what Imu, 800 years ago, when the Void Century happened and everything, this is what she did. Imu was another character, and Nefertari Lily was the one who could control the power of the sea monsters. And she said, I'm gonna take over this body, so I will be able to control the sea monsters. But she didn't realize, probably at that point, that the sea monsters are not connected to the body, are connected to the will of the person, to the mind of the person, and it never worked for Imu to be able to control the sea monsters, okay? So, I think, once we have Bibi coming out in the story, that Bibi is coming 100%. I have the story about Bibi here as well. Bibi is gonna be coming 100%. She is with Morgans, with Wapol. She has nowhere to go. She's being chased by the government. He is trying to find Luffy, and Morgans is gonna deliver her. Okay? Jarul is gonna take out the sword. He's gonna see Lily. But it's not Lily, it's gonna be Bibi, okay? And he's gonna say, oh, I missed you, this, that, blah, blah, blah. And then we're gonna start thinking, oh, what is going on here? And that's gonna be the way, I think, introducing Bibi in the saga. Okay, it can be very interesting for the storytelling, it can be very interesting for the world building, and it will be something even like a joke, that you can keep a little bit more like a joke without revealing Imu's face yet. And later on, when you do the big boom with the reveal, with the destruction of the tree, with the destruction of the red line and everything, then there there you have the reveal, okay? I want to hear your opinion about this. I know it's very radical, and I know it's very weird, but it can be comedic, because imagine this old man, 408 years old, wanting to grab BB or chase BB, and BB running away and no one understanding. Hee hee ha ha, look at this guy, so funny guy, like Sanji, or like this, like that, like a pervert, like an old pervert, because they do this a lot in mangas, that they create this figure of the old pervert. Imagine that happening in the story, and we take it as a joke, but later, when the face reveal happens, that we see, oh, actually, wait a minute, this guy is looking like that. This wasn't a joke. This wasn't a joke. This is real. This is happening, and this guy was working the whole time for the other one, for the bad guy, the whole time. Okay. I think it's gonna be crazy, to be honest. We know this guy already. We haven't we seen him in the Big Mom flashback? Wasn't he the one who was gonna kill a kid, Big Mom in that case, Lin in that case, because she unconsciously and in a hunger pound killed Jarul? He was sort ready to execute her. The Big Mom flashback is important. Okay, Big Mom is coming back into the saga. I tell you, look at this theory about Big Mom as well. And this guy is the only reason why she is still alive, and she needs to kill this guy, and she needs to come back to finish business, to finish the story, to close her storyline. Big Mom is such a big character, like Kaido, that they can just throw them into the volcano and explode and jump and whatever. I tell you, Big Mom and Kaido are coming back, and Big Mom's aim or story is gonna connect with this guy. Afterwards, do whatever you want with her. I want Usopp to defeat her with his tremendous haki. Please. We have seen as well in this latest episode 1141 Loki being unchained, being freed from the chains, and he takes this massive hammer that obviously emulates the Mjolnir, that's Thor's hammer, and that hammer is gonna end up in Usopp's hands. Oh no, because he's so massive he can take it. There's two options here. Or Nika fruit Super Luffy is gonna make Usopp giant for a moment, and is gonna make Usopp, allowing Usopp to give a final blow to someone like Big Mom at the Yonko level. We want Usopp to end up at Yonko level at the end of this saga. Or we are gonna have this owl in the owl library that is able to change the size of the objects, and is gonna reduce the hammer to Usopp's size, so Usopp can take it with him. This needs to be a legendary weapon, some sort of national treasure of the land of Elbaf, of Worldland, and it needs to end up in Usopp's hand. I will love it. There is business pending here. The Lamp's house, Mother Caramel, foreshadowing, she was assisting the world government, selling kids to the CP to become giant warriors for the Marines, and we need to wrap this story very beautifully and very nicely. And Jarul, it is the perfect character for us to see this closing. Okay? I would like, please, to know your opinion about this. I know it is very singular. I know it can go even into the realm of the fan fiction, but this makes sense for the sake of the storytelling. Okay, let's do this a little bit here. Please, I invite you again to go to the show more section at the bottom here, so you can write your opinions about it and express why or why not this can work. I said at the beginning of the video, please write your comments. You can even continue your comment that you may have wrote at the very bottom with some thoughts after understanding or listening the theory. I'm open to discussion. I'm more than happy to talk about all the things that we've been discussing here in other of my videos as well. I'm always happy to create conversation. This is why I do the videos, so we can talk and create a little bit of chat here about One Piece. That is a series that I love, a story that I love, a world building that I enjoy so much all the time, and to be honest, I can't find anything that is as good as this, and I'm a bigger fan of a lot of stories, and you know already this because you've seen many videos in the channel already. But please feel free to comment, okay, and we can open a discussion about Jarul today, about Jarul, about Loki, about King Harald, about Lily, Bibi, the connection. Don't tell me please that we are gonna have a guy that is 408 years old in the story, and it has zero connection with Imu. That Imu comes, we know that, already, that comes from the Void Century, and she was there already. Well, we don't know if it is he or she, confirmed, but in my opinion, I think, to be honest, that Imu, originally, Nerona Imu was a man, and he took that OP power and swapped his bodies, and he put his mind into Nefertari, the Lily body, okay? And then Imu, started ruling as Lily, okay? And then things like the Jarul story that I'm trying to explain, trying to build here, happened, and maybe he got infatuated by Imu, but Imu, obviously, maybe being a man, actually, he said, yeah, no, it's not gonna happen, but I can use this person. I can use this for my advantage, and I can try to conquer the giants through him and Harald. Okay, this is already later in time, in his present time, 400 years ago, 300 years ago, for example. Let's say 300 years ago, and it's real. Again, and a very important thing that as well would connect another one of my theories, very big theory I have here, that I'm gonna put here about Nami. I think Nami comes from 800 years ago. I think Nami is the only Straw Hat that we don't have a proper background from where is she coming. She was found in a battlefield with Nojiko, and Belemer took them home. I explain in my video there that Nami doesn't even have a surname, her real surname from her blood family, okay? Nami is gonna be Nerona Nami, related to Imu. That's why she is always the queen in all the color spreads. That's why she is the first one joining Luffy at the very beginning together with Zorro. That is why we don't have a second flashback. Basically, almost the only character that we don't have a second character is her. I'm not gonna go into details because this is only about Jarul, but go to that video I put you there, and you will understand why we need to have a backstory for Nami, extra backstory. Usopp is gonna get now in Elbaf his story. Zorro already had some in Wano. Sanji had the Germa. Luffy had with Shanks and his past, and the Uta story as well. That Uta is canon. I want to talk about Uta as well in another video. We had all of them, almost all of them had double storyline. I'm not asking for another story of Frankie, another story of Jinbei. They are more adults. They have more story. Brook has more story as well. I'm asking about the 5 is blue. The 5 is blue. They will definitely have a double flashback. We already seen this with all of them. We are missing Nami because now we are gonna be getting Usopp and Yasop, and why they separated, what happened there, and what is the connection there. So I invite you to sail around the YouTube channel and investigate some of the theories. Some of them are going to be linked in the show more section of this video. If you click down below and you open, you will see all the videos there. And as well, I made some lists as well of videos that you can check in the channel, talking about ancient weapons, talking about Scopper Gavan and what is he gonna do, talking about the Shichibukai, talking about the Supernova, the Rookies of the New World, talking about the Straw Hats, talking about the Blackbeard Pirates, and if you are here on the channel as well because you wanna see other type of content, I have a video about Lost, the series. I have a couple of videos about Bleach, a video about Harry Potter. I'm starting new sagas as well here in the channel that I invite you to watch. And as well, feel free to explore here my sketchbook tours. Every now and then, when I have a number, let's see, 30, 50 drawings, I will do a sketchbook tour. I will finish a project. I will show you all the drawings one after another so you can see a little bit more of artwork in one same video. But the channel is growing slowly, it's growing beautifully, very nice. I'm enjoying a lot, and I invite you to investigate what I have and watch the videos and enjoy. Okay, I'm gonna sign because we finished for today. This is gonna be DavidViadel23, DavidViadel23. You can say it as you want, and this is the Mandragon's Cave. I hope you enjoy the video, enjoy the theory, enjoy the drawing. Feel free to share with your friends, with your nakamas, with your family, with people who may be interested in drawing, in art, in manga, in comics, in movies. And yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Thank you very much. Bye.